Lots of development, proliferation going on there. Over 70 countries, 40 of them in the developing world, possess more than 75,000 anti-ship cruise missiles, most with a range of about or less than 100 kilometers. I mentioned Hezbollah and what they did with their C-802 against the Israelis. Submarines. That is another area of proliferation and development. In the next 2 decades, 36 countries will buy 280 submarines. Space and cyberspace, foundation for much of what we do. We saw what happened with during the conflict between Russia and Georgia with regard to coordination of cyber attacks with conventional attacks. In maritime security area, mines are cheap and they're easy to use. Piracy's on the rise. It's up 28% since last year. It's up 75% this decade. Now there's good news in piracy some places like Southeast Asia, where Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and now Thailand have gotten on board to patrol the Strait of Malacca. We welcome that. We're happy to see it. But that is something that we contributed to. We helped those countries, through exercises, build the capacity to do that work. And I think we're in a period where we're going to see a presence deficit. And what I mean by that is that garrison forces of the United States around the world have been starting to come home over the last number of years. Now, that was interrupted by the conflicts in CENTCOM, but that will probably continue. And there's also this thing called sovereignty, where countries are increasingly less interested in U.S. forces being on their soil. So how does the Navy fit into this? We've got a new maritime strategy. Anybody heard of it? Okay. I won't ask how many have read it. The interesting thing about this is it describes why we have a Navy, why we have a maritime force. And it is a joint strategy. It's the Navy, it's the Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard. And the purpose, we think, is to protect the global systems upon which our way of life is based. And those are our friends and partners. It identifies preventing wars as being as important as winning wars. It reinforces the need for partnerships and coalitions, but it does not lessen the requirement or the need to win our nation's wars. And we think we're well positioned to handle that uncertainty. And we have 3 things that we try to do generally as you group what Navy does. One is promote security and stability. That's build partner capacity, support our partners, forward presence. That allows a quick response. It also enables the engagement. And we think we lubricate the flow of commerce, which ultimately will prevent problems. And we don't impinge on local sovereignty. We prevent conflict, and General Schmidt talked about deterrence. That forward deployed force is there to make the other guy think maybe today's not the right day to do this. And it does that by projecting real and credible power. It also denies the aggressor some options. So he may have to change his plans because we're there, or not even consider them. And then finally, we prevail in conflict. We can both defeat what an adversary might do and impose a cost on him. We help protect the homeland, and we're able to quickly respond forward. And the final thing we can do is we can use the access we gain through sea control to allow other forces to project power inland. That's all I had. Look forward to your questions after the next two presentations.